Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from one that shows what looks to be the final cycle of Drake getting washed by Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick pretty much took him out the washer and hung him up outside to air dry, thanks to the latest pop-out concert that was pretty much a victory celebration for Kendrick Lamar. And a lot has come from this that showed many of the allegations from Drake have now aged like milk. And we have a couple of examples. Some even got Akademiks in shock. And at this rate, this man could switch teams in real time, since it has been a rough couple of days for Drake. So much so that some believe all hope is lost at the moment. Check this out, for instance. Legit question: what could Drake do to retaliate? It seems like he might have to wait this out. And boy, Kendrick even found a way to trigger some hip-hop fans in the process due to some expert trolling with Eminem's stan. And we have a lot to unpack today, and we'll expand on this in a bit, as even rapper The Game is once again at the wrong side of history, and he's been getting dragged for choosing to be Team Drake. And today we also have more on the Megan Thee Stallion drama that started when some users on social media were convinced that Eminem was dissing her, all because he asked if he has a shot at a feat. Like, what is wrong with asking for a feature? And we'll expand on this at the latter part of the video, as we got an exchange between Eminem associate Fredreck and radio exec and producer The Misa, and they clashed over the fact that Eminem's team dropped the ball when it comes to Houdini, as he believes it should have been an easy #1 in the United States, seeing as he debuted at #2 on the Hot 100 with relatively zero airplay compared to other songs on its release week. And like I said, we'll get to this later, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this exchange. And starting with the latest on Eminem's Houdini, before we get to Kendrick pretty much dancing on Drake's corpse. We got a couple of updates on Houdini's global performance right now, as it extended its run at #1 on iTunes to 15 days, as it remains the #1 song in the world on the platform. And we got more a few hours ago that showed for its second week, Eminem's Houdini officially hit #1 in 5 countries: the United Kingdom, Australia, Austria, Switzerland, and New Zealand. And starting with the beatdown that hip-hop fans just witnessed during Kendrick's pop-out concert, hours before this happened, we got word about Drake's position, as if you recall, he reportedly told Ak how Kendrick could get him to quit rapping a few weeks back.
I'll take it one further. Drake hit me and told me, he said, Ak, if you or anybody could find proof I have an 11-year-old daughter, I'll quit rapping and I'll come work for you. And I would love for Drake to work for me.
And before the concert, reports revealed that Drake maintains that position. However, the pop-out concert was about to shift the conversation, and it has been raining fire and brimstone for Drake over the last few hours. In fact, Kendrick Lamar even switched up lyrics on Euphoria about what Drake could do to earn back some respect. Check out a snippet that even got Akademiks in shock. As this went viral, Akademiks was about to cry when he heard Kendrick change the lyrics in Euphoria. Give me Tupac ring back, and maybe I'll give you a little respect.
Boy, where's the man? I ain't seen him yet. Give me Tupac ring back, and I might give you a little respect. Remember, hey, Top Dog. Crush my middle name and still ain't walk around with that. I don't like when you, only you like being. Johnny can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a, hold up.
Damn.
Kendrick didn't pull his punches aimed at Drake, as he stated, "Y'all ain't gonna let anyone disrespect the West Coast or mock our legends," just before he went on to perform Not Like Us 6 times in a row. And he even got Dr. Dre to do the honors.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just need a moment of silence for this. I see dead people. Boy.
Now, Drake's lyrics continue to age like milk, as Whitney and the kids were right there at the forum to celebrate this victory with Kendrick Lamar. And upon seeing this, some have concluded Drake can never come back from this bullying, loudly crying emoji. And that's not all when it comes to lyrics aging like milk, as YG, among others, hopped on stage to perform with Kendrick. And this went viral in response. Drake tried to use YG to show how Kendrick isn't really a G, only for YG to perform at Kendrick's show and yell out, "Sometimes you gotta pop out and show dudes." Questioning Kendrick's LA supremacy was a choice. And as you'd see in a bit, Akademiks lost himself in the moment and looked to switch teams, because at one point it was hard to tell if he was ever a Drake fan during the performance.
Now my favorite part is coming up. I lean on you niggas like a metal out of rock. Yeah, it's all out of me and I'ma set it up to pop. I'ma get him drunk. Won't pass an ox. How many shots do I really have a shot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Hey, 69. Freaky ass niggas need to set the ass in. Freaky ass niggas need to set the ass inside. Get the west up and right now we outside.
And it was a roller coaster of emotions for Akademiks, who looks to have lost all that early confidence he had in Drake when he put Kendrick Lamar on a timer a few weeks ago, days before Euphoria dropped. And this also blew up on Twitter. Akademiks' soul left his body when Kendrick spun the block and did Not Like Us again, laughing emoji.
You sure? Come on. Number. Who is he? Who is he? Ay, mustard on a beat, how deep, both any rap nigga here.
And while this was on, a certain West Coast rapper got hip-hop fans hollering on social media, seeing as the game looks to have a knack for being at the wrong side, as right now he's on an L streak and multiple posts went viral dragging the game. Check this out, for instance. The game jumped out the window to defend Drake, and now he's at home watching the show with the rest of us. We got more. Kendrick invited everyone except the game. Fire emojis. And game's streak of bad decisions has got some fans legit asking, how does the game seemingly always end up on the outside looking in of big West Coast moments?
LA all around the Super Bowl, and I don't get the call.
Damn.
And even West Side Boogie was right there in the moment.
Boogie. What? They not like.
And he reacted on Twitter, "Bro, I'm finna cry," and we got Paul Rosenberg cheering him on Twitter. And speaking on Twitter, the moment wouldn't be complete without someone crying about something Eminem related, as moments before Kendrick came on, Eminem's Stan was played at the Pop Out concert, and believe it or not, the crybabies were out on Twitter, playing Eminem in the middle of a Juneteenth concert. And a member of the Fellowship of Crybabies added, "That was weird as F, and couples therapy might be needed," as some even added, "Me and my girl thought the same thing," and some have now fired back with, "The fact that you're shocked shows that you're not a real Kendrick fan." Kendrick has always said Eminem is one of his major influences, and even on the Drake diss Meet the Grahams, it interpolates Stan. But perhaps these are Drake fans looking to take attention away from the fact that Drake is getting cooked right now on social media after the Pop Out concert. And moving on, if you don't know, Megan Thee Stallion plans to drop an album in a few days, and seeing how many pop fans have reacted to Eminem's bar on Houdini since they believe he was dissing her, we got to hear from Akademiks a few days ago about how he believes Megan Thee Stallion should handle this moving forward if she takes offense to it. Check out some snippets from his live stream on this.
Meg, let me tell you this. Eminem is not Nicki Minaj. Do not respond back. If anything, you could comment on this in a interview, but do not rap back. Please do not rap back. Do not rap back. Please, please, please do not rap back. you would be more sympathized if you in an interview saying, yeah, I was going through a lot of turmoil and pain, I was crying every night, and then here comes this white man who don't really rap, he just started rapping about and may turn and me getting shot in the foot as a joke. Yeah, that would work more than you trying to rap back as M, because if you rap back at M, it's all fair game, and we all know what M is down for. M is the nigga who, like, Eminem, MTV Awards, like, he's had a bunch of classic moments, right? Like, I don't know, real shady. Classic, man. Like, you gotta realize this guy is the guy, right? This nigga's the GOAT. And the guy still.
You didn't want to talk to me outside the concert. You didn't have to.
Shout to him.
And personally, I agree with him on this one, because history shows that contrary to narratives online and bad faith arguments about how Eminem only has beef with women, Eminem is actually a true believer in equality. You can't even shame him to stop practicing equality. Everyone is equal, from Christina to Melly Mel, and some have reacted with takes like, there is nothing to respond to, for freak's sake, it is a joke. Our fans all rushing to hard defense. I doubt Megan gives a single solitary F. And moving on, we got an exchange between Eminem's associate Fredreck, who produced Framed, and radio exec and producer The Misa, and it started when he shared this video.
Let me just say this directly. M, do the Brown Bag Morning Show, do Big Boy, do Hot 97, do a couple of the biggest podcasts, and next week you'll be #1.
And Fredreck responded with, Eminem doesn't do it to be #1 on any charts. He does it for the art and for rap. That's the difference between a legacy artist and a click fame seeker artist. And I'd say Fredreck better be careful, because Taylor Swift has been moving dangerously lately. Even Drake acknowledged this on Taylor Made Freestyle, and Billie Eilish has been suffering the consequences. But jokes aside, The Misa expanded on his position a few hours ago.
So this morning I woke up and I saw that some of the M sites have picked up a comment that Fredreck left in a video that I made about M and radio. Well, let's rewind. When M first announced that he was going to release a record, I said, hey, who's going to work it? Because they just fired the entire radio division at Interscope. And I said, this might be a problem. Fast forward to present day, that's exactly what happened. And that morning I had heard from a major market radio programmer that said they haven't even reached out to us yet. Now, if you scroll down in those comments, there's a radio programmer there, a major market radio programmer, that said just that, you know, that they were late to the party, and the numbers are reflective. Look, I have always been the biggest supporter of M at radio. I've taken job chances over it. I mean, I played Kill You. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the first night at Friday Night Flavor's 10-year anniversary, they told me they were going to fire me for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the highest respect for M, and M made the most flawless and perfect radio record. So the radio guy in me just wanted to see it done correctly. And, you know, my fears were realized. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's all I was saying. So, you know, take my advice, don't take my advice. Sometimes the wording is wrong, but this is for the love of hip hop.
And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comments section on this exchange, as Eminem's team is getting called out by some for letting an easy #1 that would have been the icing on the cake go to waste. But I'd say it didn't matter, as Eminem ended up going #1 on Billboard Global 200 without radio. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.